Something's artistic, it must be intrinsic. This blush and this lipstick is not. It's now.
My name is Esther. I'm owner of Bling Girl Brackenhurst Professional Makeup, and I'm owner of my own brand, which is Style by Moss Beauty and Cosmetics.
Okay, let's just get into what made you go into this industry.
Well, I think everyone is going to start off with this whenever you ask them. COVID hit.
Okay.
You know, COVID hit. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm known as an entrepreneur. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. So whatever I found an opportunity to make money, I'll buy and sell, basically. But then COVID hit, so no one was buying. You understand. And in that time when COVID hit, when salons were closed and everything, our nail tech came to our house. There was ladies that were still doing their nails in COVID. So the nail techs went to their houses undercover, because you're not allowed to be with other people and stuff. So I started thinking, right, this is actually a money-making business, because even though people don't have money to buy, for example, Tupperware, I sold everything. They don't have that extra, but the girls have extra to do their nails. That's a must. It must be done, Then I spoke to Jermaine about it, and I said, listen, I need to find something to do, And then I just thought, I did some investigations. And after I told him, he came back to me and he told me, do you know that the beauty industry never ever dipped? The beauty industry never ever slumps, like a car industry slumps, when the interest is too high or whatever, it goes down, everything goes. But the beauty industry, it stays there. Reasons being, women will always have money to do something for themselves. I've noticed that people within the whole COVID and people started dying, a lot of businesses went out of business. But all the salons on the road that we're on, I know this place for quite some time, even before I started my business. All the salons on here is still open. I told him, okay, good. I want to go and study. As old as I am, I went to go to beauty school for a whole year, and I committed, and then that's where we are today.
That's amazing. And I mean, I never thought about it that, like, ladies is always trying to be beautiful, like, no matter the economic conditions.
Exactly. And I mean, like, ladies have dudes for everything they need. So, I mean, if you can't see that, I mean, like, really, like, it's so much money, but they're making a plan. Okay, my nigga can't do it. So I'm going to get this one for the weave and this one to do my eyelashes, because eyelashes are not cheap. Eyelashes for this one. And then you get now the thing that everyone is trying to do is bleaching.
Black girl wanna bleach cause she dark or what?
If you're going to the right people, you can pay something up to 10,000 Rand a session.
That is wild.
My whole thing was also, I need to start doing something that I can be the one that brings in a set income for us, so that I know we are covered. You do the big things, but, the day-to-day, like, your groceries, we need a set amount for that, So that's also why I also, like, went in for that, because I felt like I need to help my husband out in some way, And I worked in the banking industry for 13 years. I'm actually a qualified senior business analyst. But I left to start my own thing, and I don't think I'll ever go back to working for a boss.
Okay.
And I needed to be in control. Like, if I need money tomorrow, I can just put specials up. I'm doing nails for so much, or bring a friend combo, or Shapington brows. I'm guaranteed of getting someone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like within the cosmetic, I always tell my husband, I have to send out at least 10 invoices a day. And then at least one is gonna bite, So I wanted that. I wanted we can always have, just to carry us through, So that was also one of the main reasons as well.
That was a mouthful, bro. Okay. But one thing that you said there was you needed something consistent, but I'll never go back to working for a boss.
Yes.
That sounds like contradictory at some level.
No, it's not.
Because the boss gives you a stable income.
No, it doesn't. I mean, no, it doesn't. If you look at all self-made millionaires, they never won.
No, I'm just saying from the basis of consistency. Yeah. Like, people who are working for a boss, they are, if you're working in a bank or you're working wherever you're working, every month, that salary is coming in.
Yeah, but at the end...
So there's something about you that makes you say, I would rather do it myself.
Yeah, consistency in my own regard. Meaning consistency, I can I can still get that set amount coming in, but on my time.
Okay.
Okay. How I can.
That's the important.
Yes.
On your time.
On my time, basically.
That's powerful.
If I work for another company, I cannot sit till 12 o'clock at night and do my sister's nails, even though she's going to pay me. No company is going to stay open. Beauty spa is going to stay open till 12. So basically, I determine what amount I'm getting in this month. It's in my control, and that's the consistency. Obviously, you have a minimum bar and a maximum bar, but my consistency is I need to bring in something, and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. I'm not going to let someone dictate, no, you have to do it like this, and then obviously that's how you get the people who's monthly in jobs, they can only do so much and not more. But yet they're brilliant what they're doing in the jobs, and they don't know that yet because they are limited by a boss. You understand?
So what's the power then? What's the power? Tell me about the power of doing it on your own time.
The power of doing it on my own time is you actually, if you're doing it on your own time, you learn to love it. You learn to have passion about it. If I'm stressed and all I need to do is just someone's nails, right? And then I'm in my zone. I can't let someone tell me you have to do it like this and you have to do it like that,
Now then, since you have said that you learn to love it, right? Mm-hmm. That must mean in some way the motive has evolved into something else. At first it was about making money, I take it. Well, I don't take it. That's what it started as. Mm-hmm. But if you learn to love something, it evolves, right? And so what has it become now? What does it stand for now for you? What do you want to achieve within this business?
So I want to just take it a little bit back. So remember, I started this journey where I was going to be a nail tech. Well, I was going to work in a salon. That was my whole concept of, I can do it from home, But like you said, it evolved so much that it came to a point where I started a cosmetic store first. And everyone was like, well, we thought you were going to, yeah, but there's a different way I want to go now. Then I started my little spa where I do treatments and stuff. Then it evolved so much that me and my husband has this passion of giving back to our people always. I'm all about my people, You get so frustrated with the young girls, how they turn out, how they're doing and stuff. And then I just clicked and I said, they just need someone to show them that there's more to life than just partying. There's more to life than just dating a guy that has a vurpa or whatever the latest trend is for girls. But there was more to life, and it's between a certain gap in a female's life where you need that interaction. There's a time before they become, coming out of school, going into adulthood. That phase is so important. It's the critical phase in a young woman's life. And that's when I started looking at our community that we like to always do good works is in Eden Park. So then I started thinking, okay, I want to do something good, but how am I going to impact, So what Bling Girl Brackenhurst does, I take on girls that, like, the concept was last year they matriculated. They came for interviews, girls that come out of households that maybe doesn't even have a breadwinner, for example. They can't get jobs. You'll be amazed of how many girls is so smart, but they can't even go to varsity. Even if they try scholarships, they never get accepted, So that's where my passion came in. And now what I'm doing now is I give back to the community and I'm helping young girls. So basically I train them in nails or makeup. That's the two modules. I train them. They do a portfolio for me. They even write an exam because that they know, because nails is just not about nails, makeup is just not about makeup. It has a whole lot of, it's the finger anatomy. It's like they had to learn everything about a nail and a finger, like the matrix. It's like biology. Your face exactly the same, So then I give them the skill, I give them the tools, and then eventually they actually start coming to work for me. So we're creating jobs as well. And when I'm saying that the Most High blessed us so much that we opened the second branch in Eden Park. I'm training now a new girl. They're not paying me. It's like I'm doing it because I feel that there's a need for females to have stability at a certain age. I'm not saying they should be independent and the feminist vibe, but you need to be structured to a certain point for you to now take on and maybe see, okay, now this is my path. This is my future. Basically, for me, it's always fixing another woman's crown. It's always been that for me.
I think you gave me even more than I bargained for. As you know, I've got this, or you might know, I've got this song called Maskara, which brings me to this kind of discussion.
And I heard it. It's actually dope.
And
So it's actually dope.
so it for me it captures my stance and maybe a male stance to some extent. But one of the things that seems to me to be contentious in a way is how reliant, and I'm not, and let me not even say contentious. To me it is, but it might not be that way to you.
Yes.
So what I want to ask you is, what is your take on the interaction, the level of interaction females have with beauty? Do you think it's a healthy one, or do you think it's, I can't say unhealthy, but it's got an addictive nature that gives it a bit of a stain?
Okay, so when I do a lot of makeup workshops for people who want to do makeup on themselves, I do a lot of those. And when I start off that workshop, I say, always remember, makeup is not there to change how you look. It's not supposed to change how you look. It's supposed to enhance what you have.
Do you need to know you're beautiful? Sure you do, but this formula can ruin you.
So if you're not comfortable with being in your skin before you put on that makeup, you can add the world's makeup on your face, you're still not gonna feel beautiful.
While your artistry is bringing out the youth in you, your concealer is concealing what it truly do.
And I think that is where the addiction comes in. They want more, they want more, they want more, because they're seeing, okay, this is not doing what it needs to do. It's because you're not comfortable with yourself. Like, I'm a beautician, I sell makeup, but I hardly wear makeup. I wear my face without makeup confidently. And that's what you need to do. You can put on the world's makeup, but if you're not comfortable with how you look, if you don't appreciate the little things about you, it's going to become like, it's just going to, you just copycatting everybody else. We were actually talking about it, me and my husband, when I was seeing photos. I'm like, the guys have it hard out here, hey? How do you know how this woman looks like? It's like, I was like that because, I'm on a lot of groups, I'm on a lot of things, and I know contouring and I know everything. So I know and I'm on videos where people don't look. When that woman is makeup and everything, and she puts on that weave and everything, gosh, then I'm like, I feel the guys. So I feel for the guys. Yeah. I honestly do feel for the guys. And cut that crap of beauty. A guy must love you for who you are. Yes, he has to love you for who you are. But if you're going to put on so much makeup and then expect the guy to love you after that makeup comes off, there's a problem.
You went out to find your cause. I'm sure I've never heard of art to hide your flaws.
You have to be comfortable with you. Always. Girls need guidance. Young, it's how we brought up, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was also raised where if you have a bigger booty, you're sexier. And I was a thin girl, and I always dreamed, I want the booty, After a while, I started, no, man, I'm not going to be worried about that, I started embracing my body, and I'm like, I can still look fly and other stuff. Yeah. It came to a point, I was having a conversation with them young ones, and I was like, it's so sad. Girls are bragging on social media that they're turning 21 and they have no kids. You know what I mean? But then a girl who had a kid before 21 has only slept with that one guy. Mm-hmm. But the girl who has no kids at 21, it's okay to have multiple sex partners. And I think we got it all screwed up. You'd rather be a hoe than a mother? You get what I'm saying? So
you're saying all these things, but you're selling cosmetics. And that's, I think, where you have to look into the vision. Mm-hmm. What's the vision? What are the values that the company stands by and promotes? And I think that's something that I share those sentiments. Mm-hmm. Even with my music, I struggled a long time to actually pursue it, because I felt that what's expected of me is to say certain things and subscribe to a certain train of thought, mm-hmm. and put out a certain kind of music that will assimilate well with what's out there. However, something in me, whenever I sit down to actually write something, takes me elsewhere. that spirit of saying something meaningful always comes to me, and I battled with that. I didn't really have someone telling me to think for myself. And so I battled with it. I thought, am I not normal for not being content with writing a nice song just because it speaks about nothing? So I get that, and I really get that, and I think that's what aligns, and why I understand what you're doing so well is because it aligns with how I do what I do. In the music, it's more like, what's the actual point of this thing? At the end of the day, you know where you stand within the storm. It can blow by, but you stand firm on what you know are the principles that are going to take you to the next level of your life, So I think before we go into, I want you to respond to, I've got like a little flashcard with some of the lyrics. I'm going to ask you to read one of those lyrics and respond to them. Before that though, the only question I think we haven't addressed is, what are the challenges involved in all that you're doing?
The challenge is that I'm only one person. I wish there was more of me sometimes. And the challenge is there's too little hours in a day. That is true. But you know what? With success comes hard work. If you're slaving yourself away every single day, you have to like what you're doing. I think I don't have that much challenges, I'm going to be honest with you, is because I have a very supporting husband. He's always behind me. I will say something and he will give his, and he'll say, okay, let's do this. He supports me in every single thing. I think that is why I'm not feeling it that bad. I know there's lots of women that's doing something that they're passionate about, but then the husband is like, no. They limit them, they cut them, like, no, you're not supposed to, you're not. And I always say we can have it all. I'm a business owner, I'm a mom, and I'm a wife. You get what I'm saying? I run a business, 2 shops, but I'm still cooking every night. I'm still doing my own washing. I don't have a helper. I still clean by myself. And you will not, and I do all of that. It's because I'm loving what I'm doing. I love being a wife. I love being a mother. I will wake up anytime for my husband or my kids, and whatever they need, I'll do it because I love doing it. If you have a great support structure, if you have great family values, if your head is, because I know a lot of women, if they have businesses, they always think they're better than the husband, or because they're running a business, they can get a maid. Why must they do that? And I think we need to also move away from that, because we need to be able to do. As a woman, we are the strongest. The people always say, women are strong. But they take it out of character, meaning that we must overpower a man. No, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to that you can do what you're supposed to do, your duties as a wife and a mother, and you can do extra. That's why we're strong. We're not strong because we want to compete against men in boardrooms. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how life is. I show up for my husband, I show up for my business, and I show up for my kids. So, yeah.
Let's go for them lyrics.
Must I choose one?
Choose one.
I hope it's something nice. Wow, why did you give me this one? Should I read out the question?
Please read it out.
White girl's known for powder. Now she bronzing up, but she'll never use the words, I ain't dark enough. It's funny. Okay, white girl's known for powder now. She's bronzing it up, but she'll never use the words. But we all know that. I think when I read this question, right, I was like, you got it so nailed on. White people are trying to look blacker or browner, and brown people is trying to look whiter because they're bleaching their skins. You see how messed up our world is? You're not happy with yourself inside. You were created to be white. You were created to be brown. That was your recipe. That was the code that was put into that machine when you popped out. You get what I'm saying? Now you want to go and debug it and go and rewrite the script, and you're going to have defects. It's like a system. You're going to have defects along the way, and is gonna catch up. So you trying to make yourself look so brown, you're gonna end up with skin cancer one day, because some of them do tanning to another level. You know, bleaching, you're gonna end up not also skin disease, because you're now taking out all your melanin out of your skin. White people can't stand in the sun. You that could stand in the sun, now you can't stand in the sun. You get what I'm saying? So this bar that you gave me here made me think of that.
So you've got a young lady with you. Who is she, and why did you bring her along with you?
Okay, so Jaylene is my other child, if I should put it like that. She was my first ever scholarship winner, and she works for me now, full time. She runs the Eden Park branch, and yeah, she's here to speak to you now.
Check, 1, 2.